Then we usually take a break before the finishing shot.
Finish him!
Finish him! What's up, guys? How's it going? How are porn scenes filmed? And specifically, studio porn scenes. Everybody likes some good porn scenes. I mean, I do. I don't know about you, but let's talk about how scenes are filmed at the studios and my experience. I'm gonna be your doctor today. I'm actually not a doctor. Every single time. Okay, last time. So how are porn scenes filmed at the studios? There's a lot that goes on. Before I fuck up this mic. There's photos, there's food, there's energy drinks, there's laughing, and yeah, it's fun. Well, it's more than fun. You get paid, you have a good time, you meet new people, and yeah, it's just a good time, and hopefully making something that people enjoy watching. That's at least how I look at it. I really enjoy doing porn. That's why I do OnlyFans. Obviously, OnlyFans is way different than studio porn, and yeah, it's way different. The level of detail that goes into like studio porn, between booking models, having people actually show up, because a lot of times people do cancel for stupid reasons, sometimes legit reasons. I'm not saying it's always stupid, but at least on the sets that I've been on, it's really sometimes can be chaotic, but it's most of the time it's a really good time. It's depending on what we're doing, whether it's a guy, a boy-girl, a threesome, some type of bisexual twist. There's gonna pretty much just be all the same like principles applied to the scenes, and the studios just are usually like, most of it falls on the director, and if we have a good director, usually it's a really good time, and we just pretty much have fun and make porn. Yeah. There's food there, there's energy drinks there. So first, the models get booked, and we show up. Hopefully everyone's clean and their test results pass, otherwise they wouldn't be booking the models. Everything as far as like paperwork goes, they take a photo of your ID and your face, and making sure all the legalities are taken care of beforehand, and that also usually happens afterwards. At least the studios that I've been with, it's always done in that order. Might have a hotel, you might have a house, depending on which studio it is.
The juicy abs.
One thing is, do you have to be like look a certain way to be in porn? No, the answer is totally up to the director. The director pretty much picks who they think would be a good fit for the scene, whatever scene they're trying to do. Get on set, we go through the paperwork, we go through like all the yeses and nos of what the models are like willing to do and what they're not willing to do. It's kind of formal, like we're making sure that everyone's consenting to all of the activities on set, because if they don't consent to it, then obviously it's not exactly legal. Depending on who you're working with that particular day, usually like hang out with other people and the models, and kind of get to know each other, and just like have some like fun time, like talking about anything and everything. It's kind of just like chill. You're just like going to this like meeting, and you get to just have like a cool, genuine connection with everyone there most of the time. And then they do something called photos. Photos are usually what comes first, but sometimes they do photos in between Just depends on what the director's workflow is, and everyone is so different. Each director has like a different like style of shooting things, and it's really kind of cool to like see the creative aspect of how people do things. I mean, I learn something new every time I go. Last time I went on a next door studio shoot, I learned something really awesome about DaVinci Resolve. It's the program that I edit in. And we just talk about pretty much anything, games, what sometimes the director that's there is like my mentor, or we're talking about like financial advice or something, just really useful, and have a really good genuine connection most of the time. And it's really fun to just, you know, just you kind of just go there and make friends, and you get paid to do it. That's kind of from my experience, kind of the overview of what I've had in the porn industry. And, like camera checks, making sure they get the settings right in the cameras first, because they're really picky on like white balance and room tone of the audio. It's really just like a professional set where there's like so much details that go into it, and the director's always like, shut the fuck up, we're doing audio. No, it's so fun. We like joke around with each other. We have a good fucking time. Then on to the spicy part. After we take the photos, like the promotional photos and so on, we usually the director tells the models what to do, and they're like, okay, we'll start in this position, and then we'll go to this position and that position. Usually it's like 3 positions, but depends how the scene is. Every scene is like so different, but usually when, and like we take quite a few breaks. It depends on how like both models do. If they're like having trouble, like for guys, there's a lot of guys that have trouble staying hard. Sometimes we'll take like Viagra or Cialis or something. I don't recommend Viagra, and I will never take it, but Cialis is a much safer option in my opinion. When we're like going through the positions and making sure everything is filmed, they usually film on like 2 cameras, but they have a different camera for like everything. There's always a camera for everything, like a different fucking lens for photos, this lens for outdoor photos, this lens for indoor photos, and it's a lot. But I actually learned a lot about photography and kind of what I do and videography. I learned a lot about going to studio shoots. I've learned a lot about like how to professionally film things, and I'm not a professional, but I try to do the best I can, and I always learn something new each time, and it's just really fun. I'm a learner. I'm a researcher. I'm a person who really enjoys doing erotic photos, doing outdoor photos, doing indoor photos, all kinds of photos. I like photos a lot, and just kind of going through different angles and like ways to film it. There's like 1,000 ways to film like one thing, and it'll look completely different each time. Then we usually take a break before the finishing shot.
Finish him!
Finish him!
Finish him!
And once the money shot is finished, then we all take a shower and get paid. And that's a good feeling. A really good feeling. So yeah, that's how a porn scene is filmed. The end.
Finish him!
More that goes into it, but that's pretty much the gist. That's pretty much what happens. We just show up, people have a good time, we hang out, drink tons of fucking caffeine, which I always drink way too many sugar-free Red Bulls. Usually order lunch, like usually takes like all day, like about 8 hours or so. It depends what the shoot is though, because each like site or whatever, because some studios own like multiple sites, and they do things for like different brands that they own. Brand or site is filmed completely different. Everyone has a role, and it's very like organized. It's very, for the most part at least, it's very organized. And we usually, if they usually book models for more than one scene. At least I prefer, like me personally, I prefer to get more than one scene, because one scene to like fly out to California or Nevada or wherever it is not really enough. But I tend to take almost all the offers that I'm offered, just as long as I'm like I don't have like something else going on. That's one thing, like sometimes models will say that they're available and then they like cancel last minute. That's what studios have to deal with. Not super frustrating. I've never done that before, unless it was like some crazy shit, like you get sick or it's fucking like your house is on fire. That's like the only reason to cancel off work. It's just like a normal job. If you don't show up to work, then you're probably gonna get fired. That's all those same common sense work ethics do apply to the porn industry, and everything is like, I mean, if you're not, you got to have a positive mindset, and if the director likes you, that's always a good thing. You're probably gonna come back, and it's yeah, you got to treat it like a real job, because it is a real job. And yeah, that's pretty much what goes on in a porn scene in the porn industry. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, like the video. If you don't like the video, dislike the video, comment below, and I'd love to hear you guys' comments.